Hi DIYers, this is Michael from Alarm Grid, and today I'm going to be showing you how to properly install a cellular communicator inside of a 2GIG GC3e security system. Now the GC3e, it has built-in Wi-Fi, but per alarm.com requirements, you have to add a cellular communicator if you want to get the system monitored. Cellular communication is extremely reliable. It's a great secondary path in case the Wi-Fi goes down. And like I said, alarm.com requires it. So you're going to be adding a cellular communicator to your GC3e if you plan on getting it monitored. The only reason you wouldn't do this is if you're just using it as a local noisemaker, an unmonitored GC3e. But most people will want to get it monitored. And a benefit of doing this, it will connect with the alarm.com servers. You'll be able to control the system remotely, provided that the alarm.com features are included in your monitoring plan. You'll be able to do both security controlling and automation controlling through alarm.com. Just pull out an app on your phone or open up a web browser. It's super convenient, really good if you're on the go and you want to check your system, or if you want to make sure that maybe your lights are off, or you want to adjust your thermostat. You have lots of great options here, all from adding a cellular communicator. And the GC3e uses LTE cellular communicators, which is great because the LTE networks, they're not going anywhere anytime soon. You have options for both AT&T and Verizon. This has nothing to do with your personal phone. It's just what your system's using. And your monitoring costs are going to stay the same regardless whether you choose AT&T or Verizon. So just go with whichever network provides better coverage in your area. If you're not sure, you can check coverage maps. And if you live in more of a rural area where you can't get any coverage, can't get adequate coverage, you can consider adding a cellular antenna or an amplifier. So those are options as well. But we're just going to go through the basic process of installing a cellular communicator on the GC3e today. The first thing we want to do is remove it from the wall mount, so that way we can open it up, power it down. Always make sure you power it down before installing, and then I'll show you how to install the communicator. So we're at the GC3e here. We have it wall mounted. So we're just going to press a little bit against the wall, the wall, and then we're just going to lift up, and there we go. We took it off. So that's how you get it off the wall. And what we want to do, we want to power it down by disconnecting the backup battery right here, this port right there. Unplug that, and then also unplug the barrel connector, and that will power the system fully down. And you want to make sure you do this before you install the cellular communicator. So we have our GC3e removed from the wall plate, the back plate, so to speak. If you have yours mounted on a desk or a table or just lying flat, then you will just pry open the cover on the back here. That ours is on the wall right now, so that's why you don't see it here. Ours is already fully opened. You can just take a screwdriver in and just poke it off, and it'll come right off. So we have ours fully exposed here. Just to show you where the communicator goes, if you have the panel lying flat, or you're facing the panel right here, you can see this part right here. That's the cover for the communicator. So we're going to show you it with it flat. I like it just have it face down like this, and you can just take your fingernail and just take this right off. That's the cover right there. Here. So we're going to put that aside for now. Now we have our communicator, and with the arrow facing upwards, yeah, the arrow's facing up, you just insert it into the slot, and then it kind of clicks into place. You can see right there the little port where it connects. That'll just do a nice little click, so that way you know it's secure. And then you can just put the cover back on, which I'm doing this the wrong way there. And there we go. So there, we've installed the communicator on the 2GIG GC3e. Always make sure your system's powered down before you do this. So now that we have our 2GIG GC3e communicator installed, we can power our system back on. First, we're going to plug in the transformer here, just into the barrel connector. If we can get in there. There we go. All right. And then we'll reconnect the backup battery just into the same port as before. And now we can put the system back on the wall plate. There we go. Our GC3e is back on the wall plate. The cellular communicator is installed. And then we do want to show you the cell test, which is what you're going to do after the system's activated. You're going to need to contact your monitoring company and schedule an activation slot, or they'll set one up online and they'll contact you. That's the case for Alarm Grid. So another note I want to point out is that you will need to provide the IMEI number for the communicator. This is needed when activating it with your monitoring company and alarm.com. So you have the IMEI number on a sticker, a white sticker on the side of the communicator when you open up the cell cover. You can see it even when it's installed inside the panel. It's just right there. So yeah, we will want to make a note of this. We recommend either writing it down and keeping it somewhere safe, or taking a picture of it. And you might also be able to find it on the product packaging if the sticker is removed for whatever reason. But you will need this number when you go to activate, so keep that in mind. And as part of the activation, you will perform a cell test, which we'll show you that now. So the last thing I want to show you is how you perform a cell test, or also called a radio status test, on the 2GIG GC3e. This is something that you'll do during the activation process at the end, after the alarm.com account has been built. You need to have the account built, and you need to have the communicator installed inside of the system for the test to work properly. It's just something you need to do at the end as part of registering with alarm.com. You may also be able to have the test pushed down to your panel by your monitoring company, but we're going to show you how to do it manually today. We have the communicator installed, as you saw earlier, and we went ahead and built an account for alarm.com. So now I'm going to show you how you do the test manually at the panel. So we're at the main screen of our 2GIG GC3e system here, and we're going to click the 2GIG logo in the upper right corner, and then we're going to enter in our installer code, which ours is at the default of 1561. And then you see radio status in the upper right corner here. And you see we get some information here, the signal strength, the serial number, just some useful information here. You can scroll through it to see a little bit more. There's a little bit at the bottom there. And so we're just going to press this Start Radio Test button, the green button in the bottom right corner. And you see it came through successfully. We got successful on all the steps. So we're just going to click Done. And then we can just go back out to the main screen. And that concludes the radio status test, also known as the cell test. It's just something you need to do at the end to get everything set up properly. So that's how you set up a cellular communicator for a 2GIG GC3e security system. If you have any questions about the 2GIG GC3e, about any of its cellular communicators, or about alarm monitoring service, send an email to support@alarmgrid.com. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up below to like the video, and remember to subscribe to our channel for updates on future videos. We hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.